Hey, hey, hey. Are we here? Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Monday. It's Manny Monday around here. We might be starting a new tradition. We'll see how long it sticks. Welcome, welcome. How was everybody else's day? I was kind of a little sad to take off my last manicure because I had that fancy braided nail and they still had like a ton of wear left in them, but I did it. I took it off and I've pulled out something new tonight. We haven't done a solid in a while, so I thought we would do a solid base. I have Beijing Beauty here, and I have a little Shangri-La and Moon River accents that we're going to play around with and talk about doing nail art and look at different things that we can do with that. So let me make sure I'm hooked up here. I'm going to try to interact with y'all and answer questions as we go, but I noticed last time my eyes end up on my hands a lot of the time, so I end up missing comments. So I'll do my best. So say hello when you get here. Wanted to let you guys know, so we're live on our main business page, and are we sharing also in our VIP page?
We should be.
Okay, we should also be sharing in the VIP page. I'm not entirely sure comment-wise if I will see all comments, or only those of you that are here with us on our originating page, which is just Erica Smith, Independent Color Street Stylist. So you can check for that, search for that group, hop on over to that group. So, hey Cindy, hey Patty. So tonight is going to be a very simple demonstration of how easy Color Street is to apply. We're gonna play around with how we can cut and punch and do all kinds of fun things with strips as well. So step one before any manicure, of course, is to prep your nails. Push back your cuticles, file the edges and all of that. My skin's a little dry, my cuticles are a little dry, so just, overlook that for me. All right, so we've got Beijing Beauty. Now, if you ordered from Color Street recently, you're questioning, why is that package so narrow? Well, this is the original packaging from Color Street, all hand stuffed. The company is growing to meet demand, which has been incredible. Demand is increasing significantly. And the new packaging that's wider is actually been established so that they can implement machine envelope stuffing. So when you get packages nowadays, most of them will be the wider packaging. On a rare occasion, you'll get the slender one, and that's the only difference. It's, this envelope was made pre big machine, though a lot of the big packaging still is being hand stuffed. You'll notice on the back, if there's this little circular sticker, it's been hand done. The ones that have been done by machine are just sealed with an adhesive underneath the tab. So, hey Patty. All right, so in your Color Street package, you will have your sleeve of 16 strips, 8 different sizes, 2 of each size. You'll also have a nail prep pad, which is simply an alcohol swab. So fear not if you feel like you need more than one of these to really get your nails prepped well. Alcohol and a cotton swab will do you just fine. And then your kit will also have a nail file. These are the cute little itty bitty ones that used to be, and the larger packages now have these gorgeous, they're a bit wider, a little bit longer, and they've got a design on them. So either way, you have a file, so you've got ideally everything that you need to do this manicure. If your setup allows, I would highly recommend grabbing an orange stick because it really helps push the edges down and make sure you have a nice clean seal. And the file in the package works just fine. I happen to have a personal preference for a nice long emery board, so I always have one of those on hand. So let's get started. So first steps first, after you get those nails filed and cuticles pushed back, you are going to use an alcohol swab to prep your nail. You want to clean your nail off really, really well, and then you also want to make sure to clean the pads of your fingers. All right, are we live? Because I'm all paused on my side. Yeah, we're good? All right, sounds good. Now, these are cute and they work. And your other option is this, just rubbing alcohol. I have these sweet little push bottles that my mother-in-law found for me, and they work great. So that's just rubbing alcohol in that pump pad with a little prep pad. So again, the surface of your nails and then also the pads of your fingertips, because you're going to be handling the strips, and any type of oil, grease, lotion that's on your fingers, you don't want that to transfer to the nail strip, because you're looking for a 10-day to 2-week manicure that's going to hold, okay? All right, all prepped. So next up, we are going to get into this strip right here. There is a little tear tab, so you could easily tear that open if you didn't have scissors. If I have scissors on hand, I just prefer a nice clean edge there. All right, because these are 100% nail polish and they will begin to dry as exposed to the air, I'd like to take the strip that I'm not going to use and just stick it back here in the packaging to keep it as fresh as possible until I'm ready to use it. Depending upon the lengths of your nail, you will be able to get 2 nails done with a single strip, so you may not even need this second strip for this manicure. All right, so I'm just going to slip it in there. Now, Color Street backs their product to perform as advertised when you originally open it, okay? So you will likely have strips extra. Some people will put them back in the sleeve and seal this with a flat iron in an attempt to save them. Usually that saves them. Color Street does not back this procedure or guarantee that they will work as well if resealed, but that is an option. I tend to do that just because my other option is to just toss them, so why not save them and then have them to play around with? So your very first Color Street application will take a little longer as you figure out which strip belongs to which finger. I've gotten all of that squared away already, so I'm going to jump right in. But when you get your very first set and you're trying to figure this out, one thing I find helpful is tear these pieces apart at the base so that you have just a single tab like this. And then you can hold it up to the edge of your nail and carefully just roll it over and see if it's going to reach the other side of your nail, okay? Hey, Megan. Hey, Elizabeth. All right, so with every Color Street strip, there is going to be a clear coat on the top that you're going to remove. And then the polish itself is attached to this silver tab right here. So we're always removing the clear one first, and then we're coming back to get the polish, okay? I like to toss it back on the backing like this because it gives me a spot I can hold without putting my fingerprint on the bottom. It also makes it a little easier to gently lay this strip down on my nail and release it. I don't want to press it down just yet. Ideally, I want to just lay it on there. I can kind of eyeball and make sure it's straight, that it's going to reach all the sides, and then I can go ahead and press it down. Now, I like using the pad of my thumb just because I feel like I can get more of it pressed down at once. I'm going paying close attention to go right up next to my cuticle, not over my cuticle, making sure to press all of that down really neat. Okay, because my nails are longer, what I do to tear this is I hold it between my finger and thumb and gently pull it down below the nail that it's applied on so that as it perforates, it's not going to pull off of the nail surface I want to keep polished. Does that make sense? And I'll come back and clean up this little extra here in just a minute. But I think I will have success in using this other half on my other nail. Just given the current length of my nails, I think we will get it covered. So again, when I'm applying, I'm looking at my cuticle line right there. I want it right up to my cuticle line, but not over it. I want it centered on my nail, and then I'm going to press it down. All right, now if you get a little ripple like I just did, I didn't notice it until I had pushed it down. If you get a little ripple, if you lift it gently and then just give the polish a little not a snug tug, a little slight tug, you can get that ripple worked out, okay? Now, for cleaning up the edges, I love using an orange stick. It allows me to go along my nail and really press the polish down neatly. And then I can also use the tip of that orange stick to perforate the polish. And then it just pulls right away. And then for any excess that is happening along the tip or along the end of my nail, I can use a nail file for. Now, if you are in the process of trying to grow your nails out, they're particularly short right now, and the file doesn't quite get into the edge of the nail, I would definitely recommend an orange stick, because again, you can use that to press the polish down and along your nail. So when filing the edge, you want to just go in a downward motion carefully. You don't want to lift that polish up because it hasn't cured yet, and then that will file right off, okay? So, oh, that's my problem. I'm like, man, it didn't quite go all the way across my nail. I somehow skipped my pinky on this hand and I put it on my ring finger. I was like, it has a little tiny seam right here where it didn't quite reach, and that's going to kind of annoy me. But that's okay. I was planning on doing the little braided effect on this nail, so it's all good. We just have our base coat already. All right, so moving right along, we'll see how this goes. I am aiming to get one hand completely done with you guys. We'll see. This hand might be a Mod Podge. All right, so every single strip, you got a clear coat. That comes off first. If you're going to do any type of cutting or punching of shapes, you want to make sure to remove that clear coat first, but leave the backing on while you do the cutting, okay? Otherwise, it'll get stuck to your punch and stuck to your scissors, and it'll just be a mess. All right, he's playing with my lighting. All right, so again, we're pressing this. We're laying it gently, all right, making sure it is just above the cuticle, not over the cuticle. With solids, sometimes, depending upon how curved your nails are, you'll get that tiny little ripple on the edge. A really slight pull on the polish will get that to even right out, okay? So again, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pull under the nail. Now, if my nails were particularly short, that method wouldn't work. I would recommend just cutting the strip so that you have a piece for each. You could definitely get 2 nails covered if your nails are short like that. Okay, so again, lining up at the cuticle, making sure it's straight, and then pressing it down. So this is the kind of manicure, if you are a busy mama, especially if you have little kiddos, it's so hard to find time to sit when you're like, I know that no one's going to interrupt me. I can paint these nails can dry. Nap time won't end early, right? It's always the day that you're banking on nap time ending early that it ends early, right? Always. So with Color Street, it's so great. They are dry strips, right? The back is tacky. That's the only part of this polish strip that is still wet. It's not 100% cured, which means I can stop at any point. At any point here, the kids start to squabble, baby wakes up, I can slip my strips back into that packaging, and I am good to walk away for a little bit and then come back. So I'm not going to smudge these. They're not going to mess up. So I love that about these because I like having my nails polished, but knowing that I won't get interrupted and I'll have the entire time to let it dry, it just doesn't always happen that way. Okay, I'm not quite as happy with my right hand, but that's because I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. All right, so what questions do you guys have? What do you want to know? And did you see the hint that went down in the VIP group today? Little bunny foo-foo. Did you see it? There's some new designs being released tomorrow. Some Easter designs. I have posted a few little hints on the VIP page. So if you're not part of the VIP page, make sure to find Simply Dashing Nails VIP. Join up. That's where all of the fun deals and promos and all the things that I can do personally as a stylist, sales that I do on my own accord, that's the only place you'll find them. That and on email. If you've ever ordered from me or requested a sample, you are on my email list. All right, that nail's a little bit too long, so I can't quite get a second nail covered with that strip. So that's okay. We'll just toss that extra piece. Now, if I was doing a pedicure at the same time, that leftover would have covered at least two toenails right there. So yeah, so there are 5 sets being released tomorrow. They will go live in the store at 4 p.m. Eastern. So exciting. They're really cute. If you want to see those in person, make sure to join the VIP group because I will be letting you see them ahead of time so that you can make selections before launch, before go time at 4. And if you have been around Color Street long enough to shop a launch, know that you'll have to have a little bit of patience. Sometimes interest gets our website, working extra hard. So keep that in mind if you're logging in right at 4. All right, did you guys notice I had that like half pressed down and then I realized it wasn't straight and I just lifted it right back up? There is nothing to be scared about, ladies. Absolutely nothing. I know I have a few customers that are like, I ordered it, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm nervous I'm going to mess it up. Don't be nervous you're going to mess it up. You can always lift it off. And worst case scenario, you have it pressed down so well that it's not going to lift easily. Just pull out your polish remover and be really careful not to mess up your other nails. Whatever your favorite polish remover is, it will remove Color Street like a charm. All right, so we're going to clean off the edge here, and this nail is also going to be a little bit too long for that piece. So see, this is where if my daughters were not in bed, they could come and join me and get their manicures done with the pieces that I am not able to use. Or if I was, tossing my feet up on the table to do a pedicure, we'd get the pedicure going. But look at how gorgeous that is. I love the shine. It's nice and even. It's not all over my skin. It's not all over my cuticles. All right. I leave my thumbs for last, and I'm going to leave my thumbs for last because I want to play around with getting a nice close-up of the braided look. I did the braided look last week for the manicure, and I did get some great feedback from people saying that it looked like a lot of fun, but they wanted to see up close, a little bit closer, how I laid the strips. So I want to do that for you today. And then I also want to show you some other tricks for creating a French tip design using just a circle punch. All right, a circle punch, your favorite Color Street color, and a sleeve of clear as day, and you've got the best French manicure going. All right, yeah, I love this Beijing beauty. It's just a gorgeous classic red. Okay, so for the braided look, you need 3 colors. This is what I'm going to do. Hopefully it won't come out looking too 4th of July here because we've kind of got a red, white, and a blue. This is Moon River. This is Shangri-La. Shangri-La is a bit see-through, so having the red base on the nail I think will be nice. So we'll basically have a braid of solid red, Moon River, and then kind of a glitter red. So before cutting or punching any strips, you're going to remove that clear coat on top, right? That protective layer. And then you're going to leave the backing on for cutting. Now, I could sit and measure out perfect, like 1/8 of an inch strips. I'm just going to eyeball it. I eyeballed it last week, and I was fine with that. I was happy with how it turned out. So I am just going to cut straight down. That little piece is going to disappear. And then I'm just going to kind of eyeball my widths and make them all similar. Now, I'm going to cut this down far enough that I will be able to grab that silver tab and just pull that strip up. I'm too high for the camera. Okay. But at least I can see it. Yeah. We got to find the we got to find the middle ground. Okay, so see, I just cut those into somewhat even strips. I'm going to do the same thing for Moon River. Just using a pair of regular scissors here. Am I low enough for the camera? Yeah. So again, if I wanted to be really precise, I could take out a ruler and I could mark on the backing and I could make sure that these were all the same. I'm not too worried about them being perfect. I'm not quite there yet in my business where people are like stopping me in the parking lot and pulling out, a magnifying glass to examine my manicure. So we're just gonna go eyeball it and be content with that. So we're getting these strips ready. We're gonna do this really fun braided look. I have seen some stylists after doing the braided look with their Color Street strips, they've come back and they've added some nail tape to kind of really make each strand of the braid pop. I haven't ventured into that yet. That seems like a lot of extra work, and I'm a purist. If I'm wearing Color Street, that's all I want to wear. I don't want to wear nail tape. I don't want to wear any other type of top coat. Color Street has a top coat. It's called Clear as Day. If I want to add another little finish of clear, that's what I use. Okay, so we have our strips ready. I did decide to do a base coat on the nail, though that wouldn't necessarily be mandatory, but I just like the fact that I've got a base coat on, so if any of these don't line up just right, I've got that beautiful red popping through anyway, okay? So then you just start with and keep a pattern as you go. So I'm going to ask if you, to the best of your ability, can zoom in on that ring finger. So I am going to start by laying a strip down diagonally across my nail. All right, easy as that. And I'm going to come in here and press it with the orange stick right along the edge so I know I have a really good seal. Now I'm going to alternate colors. So now I'm going to pick up the Shangri-La, which is a really fun semi-see-through sparkle. I'm going to try to keep that ring finger in place so that I don't drive my husband batty trying to focus and refocus the camera. All right, and now we're going to come across from this direction and we're going to cross the nail. So now we start thinking like a braid, right? We're going to do opposite sides. We laid this direction and then that direction. Now we're going to come back and we're going to lay this direction and we're going to line up right below that Moon River. And we're going to alternate our colors, right? So now I'm going for that beautiful red, that Beijing Beauty. All right, ooh, didn't quite come off its backing. All right, so I'm going to come in here and lay that down, line it up right along that Moon River. Okay, and then again, we're going to be diligent to give it a nice press. Okay, so we started with Moon River, Shangri-La, Beijing Beauty. Now we're back to Moon River, and our next position is coming this opposite direction, okay? Now, I have enough of that Moon River left over here that if I carefully perforate this along the side of my nail, I should be able to lift this piece right up and use it. I haven't quite perforated it enough. So Cindy, what do you think? Are you going to do this look next? All right, trying to lift it up without. Okay, so now we're going to come over here and we're going to line this one up right next to what I had. Now, it's going to come out a little bit short. It's not going to go all the way across my nail, but that's okay because as you can see, I'm building downward and that area is going to just end up covered up anyway. Okay, so we're going to press it right down. So Moon River, Shangri-La, Beijing Beauty, Moon River. What's next? Shangri-La. And I don't know if I'm going to try to use, I like the idea of using these little strips that are already cut over here. But yeah, that one's not going to be long enough, so I'm not going to attempt that. All right, I'm going to go get a fresh strip of the Beijing or the Shangri-La over here. Is he doing a good camera job? Okay, good. My feed is way behind real time right now. Huh? That's okay. I trust that we're actually right. Okay, so now we're coming over here and I'm totally going to get my hand in the way. But every time you go back and forth, your goal is to line up this edge with the last strip that went that direction. Does that make sense? Okay, Moon River, Shangri-La, Beijing Beauty. Moon River, Shangri-La. Now we've got Beijing Beauty coming from the other side. Is it making better sense now that you guys get to see how these strips are laying down? All right, I'm trying to keep my ring finger in front of the camera, and let me tell you, getting these strips off one-handed is not so easy. Not so easy. Okay. I know, right, Megan? I wish I could duplicate him. All right, so now we're going over here and we're lining up that Beijing Beauty against the Moon River strip because that was the last strip that was there on that direction. And we're gonna press it down nice and neatly. I like how these colors are popping. All right, and then we're back to Moon River. So I think this look works the best with high contrast colors. Having 3 different strips with some nice contrast amongst them works great. Okay, so my Beijing Beauty was going from this direction, so my Moon River is going to come in over here. It's going to line right up next to the last strip that went that direction. Okay, and we're just about built down to the tip of my nail, but I think I want to cover this last little corner over here with the Shangri-La so that I have got a nice complete pattern all the way down to the very tip. So we're going to line that right up next to that Beijing Beauty that was last coming on that direction. And now I can kind of press with my thumb all over. There's quite a lot of layers going on here, so you want to make sure you've got them pressed really nice along the edges. You don't want to have any kind of lifting. Now's the time to make sure that that seal is happening, because if it's not pressed down firmly against the nail, that under layer will continue to dry and cure, but it won't be affixed to your nail, right? If it wasn't pressed down well. Now, I love the fact that people always comment about like, oh, I spilt my nail polish, how terrible, right? And you see pictures of strips everywhere. I will tell you, if you leave the sticky side, the uncured side of one of these strips down, like on a surface like this, it will cure. It will dry right to that surface. So there are a lot of amazing benefits and ways that Color Street does not act like regular nail polish. Its staying power being one of the biggest things, but it is 100% nail polish. So if you let that sticky, undried side set next to something as it cures, it will be stuck. It will behave like 100% nail polish. You know what, Cindy? I did say that I had planned to do that, and I wish now I had have taken a picture right before taking my last manicure off, because I never got around to putting on the Clear as Day, and it wore beautifully. I didn't have any snags. These little strips did not lift at all. I was quite impressed. I thought with so many layers and with such a narrow strip that they would have a tendency to snag like on the top of my jeans pocket or something like that. I had no issues with them lifting at all. So I would personally wait and kind of let these cure down a little bit before putting on Clear as Day, just so that, you know, you knew that these really had a chance to cure and dry before adding another layer. And the fact that I'm doing them in the evening, I'm not racing off to work right now. And okay, so I had Moon River and Shangri-La, and the next strip that I would have had would be the Beijing Beauty. And as luck would have it, I have a tiny little bit of my base coat showing through right there. I think I'd have a hard time getting another piece to fit and adhere to there. So I am just going to allow that little tiny peekaboo piece there to act as my final strip. But how fun is that? So fun. What do you guys think? Fun? Okay, I want to show you another thing. I want to talk about French tip designs. Okay, so we have some French tip designs that have retired. One of those had Tokyo Lights as the tip, and then Clear as Day as the full strip. It was called Tokyo Twinkle. I have a friend who is now a stylist. That's her favorite of all time. And it was so much fun to be able to show her she can still have that look because we still have Tokyo Lights and we still have Clear as Day. So she can punch the tip with a circle punch and then use Clear as Day over top and duplicate it just fine. So we're going to take a quick look at how that works. I like to use a 3/4 inch punch. You could use a 5/8 punch as well. You could probably even get away with using a 1-inch punch. And what you're going to do is this circle punch is going to be what gives you your smile line, that little nice curve along for the tip, okay? So like I had mentioned, with any strip, you're going to take off the clear coat first before you do any type of cutting or punching, okay? Now that we have the clear coat off, what we can do is we can turn this circle punch upside down. Can they see? Okay. And we can slip our strip in, and I'm going to just kind of line it up so that it's pretty straight and just punch off that little extra on top. So now I have that nice little curve there, right? But my nails are not that long, so I can go ahead and get at least one other tip out of here. And if I really wanted to squeeze it, and hold it really careful in my punch, I could snag another tip. So if you're thinking, if you love the French tip design, look at that. I've got 3 tips I can use. That's 3 fingers done with one strip. And then I've just got Clear as Day over top, right? And I can have a complete look. So let's go ahead and apply these. So this part can be a little tedious. You don't have your trusty little silver tab anymore on all of them. All right. I like to, you know how I anchor it to the backing? I like to anchor it to an orange stick when I'm working with a small piece like this. And then I can come in here and kind of judge how far down I want that piece to go. Tap it on. It was not quite over far enough. All right, I need to pull it up here just so I can see. I want to make sure that I get all the way across my nail with this. There we go. Okay, so I have it straight, and I'm just going to press it down. This will be a fun look. Got a little twinkle on my ring finger, and now I've got this here. And this would be another example of a style I would come back and I would put a Clear as Day coat over the top of it. And with this one, with it just being a tip piece over a base, I wouldn't necessarily feel like I needed to wait all that long. I could do the Clear as Day in one sitting and not worry about it. How cute is that? All right, so that's a fun idea. Another idea that you can do, we'll peel off the clear again, right? And we can cut those strips if we want. Let's see, I guess the rest of this manicure is pretty, well, let's see. It's pretty straight line. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do like a fun shape out of this one. We'll see. This is the first time I've tried to cut a little curve, cutting and trying to talk it at the same time. Really putting me to the test on this Monday evening, guys. All right, so any kind of shape you want, right? You could cut little hearts out. You could cut your school's mascot out, right? And then you can just lay it right on, press it down, make sure it's flat. All right. And then I would finish it off with a Clear as Day, though I've had a lot of great experiences lately with layering and not coming back with Clear as Day to kind of put like the final full coverage on it, and it's been fine. So any kind of shape, really, right? You got your tip, you've got a little curvy swirl. I don't even really know what that is, but it is what it is. It's a sexy swivel. It's a sexy swirl, according to my husband. Ooh, it's looking gorgeous. All right. Hey, Shamara. All right, so we're going to line this up. So this was a strip that we just used a 3/4 hole punch on, and we made ourselves a sweet little dazzling French tip effect. All right, so if you love having fancy nail art, you go to the salon and you want those kind of looks, it's always an extra fee on top of your already getting charged for your manicure. So nail art is so fun with Color Street. There's no like extra step like taping it off, painting where you want the paint, waiting, peeling off the tape where you didn't want the paint, right? You can just keep going. You can just keep layering. So I'm not in love with the sexy swirl. I like how you tried to like give me a framework to think that I liked it. I'm not loving it. It's swooshy. I wish I had another Shangri-La Toozy, because what I would do is I would mimic that and I would like fill in one of these sides with Shangri-La, but I don't happen to have another one. So that is the fun look of it. So do you guys have any questions, thoughts? If you are new, catching me for the first time, haven't tried Color Street, and you want a sample, drop me a message. I would be happy to send you a Toozies in the mail so you can give it a try. The question is, how long will Erica keep this on? That's a good question. I had such a hard time taking off last week's. I really do like this braided look. It's a lot of fun. If you take the Color Street challenge, request a sample from me. You get a Toozies. That's a little pack that I opened of the Moon River and Shangri-La. Put it on like at least 2 of your nails. Often people will do their ring fingers as accent nails. And then do the rest of your nails in whatever you normally do for polish. And wear it and see how it holds up. And then send me a picture. What I see always is that accent nail Color Street is still going strong 7 days, 9 days, 10 days later. And the regular polish is just gone. Chipping off in chunks, right? So the lasting power is amazing. And then when you go and take it off, it's even more impressive because it's like it stayed on, but now that I want it off, it's actually coming off and it's not killing my nails. You don't have to file your nail in preparation. You don't have to weaken your nail in that way. It goes on so nice. So I have stylists that on my upline team, they've posted pictures. They've done their manicures in the car on the way to the wedding, or they've done it on the airplane as they fly off for a weekend with the girls. So incredibly easy to be able to do your nails, and you will be off and running in no time. So for the next little bit, I will avoid submerging my hands in water. I won't be doing the dishes this evening. And I also will avoid putting on any types of oils or lotions because I don't want any of that to get along the edge of the nail and run the risk of getting under the nail before the polish is completely cured. But beyond that, I am ready to get right back into life full speed ahead. So that is Color Street for you guys. So thanks for joining me tonight. I am going to sit and watch a TV show before bed while I finish up this matching hand. Although I'm a little concerned about that sexy swoop. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to have a fully symmetric, I'm not sure I'll have a fully symmetric look there. So we'll see. This manicure might come off sooner than later because I think that was also my last Shangri-La Toozy. So this might be the hand with all the bling, and this hand might just have to stay in my pocket. So, hope you guys have a wonderful week.
You think it helps your nails grow? Have you noticed that they stay nicer because you're not polishing?
Barbara, I feel like my nails are a lot stronger. Now, I've also been using a cuticle cream called Hostess, and I'm not sure as to how much is attributed to usage of that versus Color Street. But I know that when I'm not wearing the polish, I tend to break my nails a lot more. And when I have the polish on, they grow out. So this is almost the longest I've had my nails. Before doing my last manicure, I had to go ahead and clip my nails back some because they were just getting to the point where I couldn't function. Like I'm like trying to button my pants and I'm like, my nails are so long. So I attribute that to Color Street because I'm quite positive if I hadn't had the layer of polish on, they would have snagged and probably broken right across. So Color Street has helped my thumbnail. Yay, no more splitting. Awesome, Patty. Yeah, I've got a friend, actually my newest teammate, is actually a nail biter. I used to be a nail biter, and I have watched her when she is using Color Street, her nails grow out. So I'm so excited to see her sporting her Color Street and growing out her gorgeous nails. So yeah, if you're a nail biter and you're like, I don't know, that's not going to work, we can definitely find colors that would work well on your shorter nails, and we will get them growing out in no time. So drop me a request for a sample and I will get one in the mail to you. And I am looking for some March hostesses. So tomorrow, if you followed my VIP page, you got a hint. You know that we are going to be releasing some Easter sets tomorrow. And then mid-March, the spring launch is coming out. So March is an amazing month to be a hostess because not only can you share the wonder of Color Street with your friends and family, but they'll have all these new fun, fresh spring and Easter designs to choose from. And when you cash in your hostess rewards, all of those gorgeous new spring colors will be waiting for you. So if you're interested in being a hostess, drop me a message. It can look like a lot of different things. I can send you some samples and you can have a try it on night at your home and then just give people the shopping link and then call it a party. Or we can do a full-fledged Facebook party with posts running all week and information and interactive games and that kind of thing. Or if you're like, you know what, my friends already know Color Street, I'd love to just give them an opportunity, just set up my party and give me my shopping link and I'll let you know when to close it. We can do it that way too. So doesn't have to be hard, doesn't require a big event at your home or anything like that. Just requires you to invite friends and family and interact as you have time. So drop me a message if you want to do a party. I can get those up and running pretty quick. So have a wonderful rest of your Monday evening, and here's to Tuesday. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning? Do you guys know your schedule yet? We're up and out early tomorrow, so looking forward to a new day, and I'm going to go finish these up while I watch one show before bed. One show. Got that? Mm-hmm. One show. We're not staying up late. All right, thanks for joining us, guys. Bye!